Am I the asshole for giving my daughter a better present than my son? Our son is 22 and our daughter is 26. She bought a house in July. We know that moving into a new home always comes with unexpected costs, right after you've probably depleted most of your funds. So, for Christmas we gave her $4,000. Our son we gave a few different gifts totaling somewhere around $800. Our daughter had to work Christmas. But we did Christmas on the 26th and she stayed with us for the holidays from then until yesterday. Our son still lives with us, and today he told us both that he didn't want to say anything while his sister was here, but his feelings were hurt by the disparity in the value of the gifts. We explained that the gifts we got him were tailored to his interests, but his sister has just passed a big life milestone where money is more important to her right now than sentiment. He said it's still hurtful because it feels like we are more proud of her than him. My wife got really frustrated when he said that and asked why he would choose the least charitable interpretation of our actions. He said that's just how he felt and he couldn't control it. I said that we didn't give her money because we were more proud, but because we had experience being new homeowners and knowing that something always breaks in that first 6 months and it's always expensive. He said that was all fine and good, but it still hurt to get a worse present and feel like an afterthought. My wife asked if he expected us to get him $4,000 worth of gifts. He said no, but he expected the gifts between him and his sister to be equal. My wife said that's the same thing, and my son said it isn't. He said we could have given her the monetary equivalent of what we gave him. I told him that it isn't really fair for him to decide how much we spend on someone else's gift. Furthermore, cash is less personal than gifts, so giving her a cash equivalent to what he got would be her getting the worse gift. He said we weren't listening to him, just justifying. My wife said we didn't need to justify anything, and he was being entitled. At that point he said he didn't want to talk unless everyone was civil and he went to his room. He skipped lunch, breakfast for him, today, and when he left for work he didn't say goodbye even though I was right by the door. My wife is irritated, and my son is clearly resenting us. I can't really decide if we're in the wrong here. On the one hand, we should be able to give our money to whoever we want. On the other, I never want to hurt my son's feelings. Were we wrong? It's not even a small amount either, I mean $4,000 and $800 is a big difference. If you plan to give him $4,000 when he gets a house then maybe no biggie. Also dunno why your wife is so irritated by him explaining the clear disparity. I'd expect my kid to be pissed if I made one a sandwich and not the other. Not the asshole. I feel like people on here hate favoritism so much that they think you have to treat your kids equally every second of their lives. The fact is, when children are different ages, at different places in life, they'll be going through different milestones at different times. For example, if one of your children had gotten their license that year and you got them a car for Christmas, that doesn't mean you need to spend a car's worth of money on your other child that Christmas. That'd be ridiculous. As long as you treat the kids the same in the long run and help them out similarly for these milestones, it's okay for there to be a little disparity every once in a while. Am I the asshole for borrowing my husband's underwear? So I, 28 female, I'm about 7-8 months pregnant and while I've thankfully not gained a lot of weight, my belly has grown a lot and I find that most of my underwear is too small and cuts into my sides, bottom of my belly. After a while I started getting a rash in the places where it was too tight due to friction I guess. So one day I was getting dressed and I was getting frustrated about the rash and the underwear being too small, so I figured I'd try on a pair of my husband's, 29 male, boxers. They're size L and too big for me, but OMG it was the most comfortable thing I've ever tried on in my life. Breezy and loose and even the places where I had the rash didn't hurt. My husband had already left for work for the day, so I decided to just borrow them. At the end of the day we both come home and I tell him that I borrowed his underwear and asked if it was okay to continue borrowing some until the baby comes, less than 2 months left, or at least until the rash is better. He seemed a bit weirded out but said it was okay. Fast forward a few days and we're going to bed and he flips out at me and asks me why I'm wearing his good bamboo underwear. I'm confused, but he points at the band where it says bamboo. Then he goes on a long rant about how his few pairs of bamboo underwear are the comfiest and best quality etc. etc. I swear this is not an ad for bamboo underwear. I apologized and said I just picked the pair off the top just like I did the other times, but he was upset and said I wasn't allowed to borrow his underwear anymore. I said I wouldn't borrow the ones that said bamboo on them since it bothered him, but he just drew a hard line saying I should go buy bigger underwear for myself and stop stealing his. Now, I'm thinking this is probably more about how he actually doesn't want me to borrow his underwear, and he's using me accidentally taking the wrong pair as an excuse, but I'm not sure. So anyway, Reddit. Am I the asshole for thinking my husband should let me borrow his underwear? Or am I just entitled? Edit. Due to character limit I had to remove some to make the edit, so I picked the parts people told me weren't relevant to the argument. I just wanted to thank everyone for sharing their opinions. This sure was a heated topic for many. My husband and I had a good time reading some of the responses. Our favorite was the guy who said he'd kill anyone who touches his bamboo underwear. We agreed that it would be wise to buy some maternity underwear for me, that I can use after the birth too. Thank you all for the great suggestions. I hope you all have a lovely day. I am finally off to sleep. Not the asshole. Just keep the new ones you brought for yourself. Step 1. Buy bamboo underwear. Step 2. Put your name on them. Step 3. When you don't need them anymore, ask your husband if he wants them. Not the asshole, but sharing underwear is strange emo. You are the asshole. I also bought him 8 more pairs of bamboo underwear as an apology, but he still doesn't seem to want to share his regular pairs with me. Maybe I should have been petty and bought them for myself instead. Hee hee. You should have just bought your own. You are the asshole. Buy yourself some men's boxers since they are so comfortable. Donate them or put them away with your other maternity garb after the baby comes. Your husband doesn't want to share and it's rude of you to be so insistent. Am I the asshole for wearing my engagement ring when I knew my stepsister was getting engaged? I, 28F, got engaged at the beginning of December. For Christmas, I was staying with my mum and stepdad, and they were hosting my stepdad's whole family, stepsiblings, mother, brothers, cousins plus families, for a New Year's party. Prior to this, my stepsister, 29F, Rachel's, now fiancé Matt, informed my parents that he was going to propose and asked if it would be okay to do it at the party, and my parents agreed. For the party, everyone was dressing up, and obviously, to me, I was wearing my engagement ring. Everybody already knew I was engaged, but it was the first time they'd seen the ring in person, so at the start of the party, everyone was interested in seeing it. I did notice Matt was being a bit cold with me, but I thought it was nerves. The proposal happened and it was beautiful. Everyone congratulated Rachel, but it was kind of a 50-50 on people wanting to look at and compliment her ring and mine. A lot of comparisons were made, nothing unkind, and everyone was really happy for Rachel, as was I. The day after, Rachel and Matt blew up about me wearing my ring to the party. Rachel said I was deliberately trying to draw attention to myself on her special night, and that since I knew beforehand she was getting engaged I shouldn't have worn my ring, since I don't always wear it anyway. I don't really agree with this, since I've been engaged for weeks, and everyone already knew about it. It's not like I stole her thunder, nor did I intend to by wearing my ring. I wore it because I'm engaged, so it's what you do. Matt then accused me of embarrassing by wearing my colossally large ring when I knew Rachel's wouldn't be anywhere near as big, and intentionally showing him up in front of the family. He even went on about the other jewelry I wore. My stepdad called them both stupid for their outburst. My stepbrother says there's no way I could have known that's how they'd feel, it's not like they asked me not to wear it. My mum says while she knows I didn't do it deliberately, she can see where Rachel is coming from since everyone preferred my ring to hers. She also said that given that my ring is quite unique, I should have considered it would draw attention. Not the asshole. You are engaged, it is normal for you to wear your ring, especially at family occasions. What's next? Can you not bring your husband to their wedding because any reminder that anyone else has ever gotten married would be upstaging their day? Not the asshole. You don't stop being engaged just because other people get engaged. Also, if he feels you stole the thunder because your ring is nicer, he's completely missing the point of marriage. Not the asshole. And I like your stepdad. Not the asshole. You didn't get engaged at the party. People already knew you were engaged. And this was an annual holiday get-together where people hadn't seen you in person for a while. Rachel and Matt are being silly, and your stepdad is right, this was stupid. Will you be allowed to wear your wedding ring to their wedding, or will it embarrass Matt when people compare it to Rachel's? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I feel like it would be more odd if you recently got engaged and didn't wear your ring out. Am I the asshole by telling my brother's girlfriend to stop showering at my house? Money's super tight, and she takes 30+ minute long showers. I'm the one that pays the water and electric bills. I told her to go shower at her own house. I'm sick of footing the bill. And now my brother's pissed and not talking to me. She lives with her parents and used to, shower there for free. I'm pissed. Edit to clarify. My brother lives with me. Pays half rent, no utilities. More info. I took him in to live with me as soon as he graduated away from my parents' house due to neglect, abuse. The idea behind him living with me was for him to be able to save money so he could move out on his own. But then I got sick and I lost my job, and I can't afford what I used to be able to afford. Circumstances have changed in a way I didn't prepare for. And now I feel like I'm screwing him over on our deal because of an issue unrelated to him. Not the asshole, you're footing the bill. But if she lives elsewhere, I don't understand why she's showering at your house anyway. Not the asshole. Start charging your brother for her showers. Not the asshole. I don't know where you are in the world, but in the UK a 10-minute shower costs as much as £2.50 for energy to heat the water. Calculate how much it's cost you for her to shower over the last month, quarter, and send your brother the bill.